Edna, Idan, Ismail. Somaliland is home to some of the worst healthcare in the world. 1 out of 11 children die in their first few months of life, and nearly 4,000 women die in childbirth. These horrific statistics are mainly due to the Somaliland civil war, which has caused the death of healthcare professionals, or for those that have survived, has driven them out of the country. In attempts at mitigating these harsh statistics, the Edna Adan Hospital in Hargeisa, Somaliland was created to support mothers and infants as a maternity hospital. They treat obstetrical, surgical, medical, and pediatric cases all across Africa. This maternity hospital also offers diagnosis and treatment for sexually transmitted diseases, including HIV and AIDS. Their goal is to train 1,000 midwives across Somaliland in order to assist the prenatal and postnatal care as well as childbirth in Somaliland. Edna Adan Ismail was the first trained midwife in Somalia, as well as the first woman to have a driver's license. Not only is she the founder of this maternity hospital, but she is also a major activist and pioneer in the field of medicine and the struggle to end female circumcision. She started a nursing college that has over 1,000 students, 70% of which are young women. She works diligently to improve the health of Somaliland citizens and citizens of Africa. Edna was born in Hargeisa, Somaliland. Because there were no schools for girls in Somaliland, Edna traveled to Djibouti to get an education, coming back to Somaliland to visit over summer break. Her dad was a well-renowned doctor at a hospital in Hargeisa, so she spent a lot of her childhood watching him work. As many people told her that nothing would come from her schooling, Edna worked extra hard to prove them wrong. From an early age, she felt as though anyone who wanted an education was entitled to it, and was driven in her academics to learn as much as she could. When she was 17 years old, she was sent to England to attend the London University of South Bank, where she was trained to be a nurse. After her education, she practiced midwifery for many years, being the first Somali woman to work as a trained midwife. She also worked with the World Health Organization as the Regional Technical Officer for Mother and Child Health, and focused on issues relating to the harmful practices that affect the health of women and children. One of her major goals is to actively fight female genital mutilation, an extremely harmful practice that has affected at least 200 million women across 30 different countries. She is a pioneer activist in this field and brings attention to the physical and emotional consequences that these practices have on women. Having been a source of motivation and inspiration for women across the globe, Edna reflects on the power of women leaders. She says, "Women contribute to the development of this country. They partner in community needs. Health needs them. Social services needs them." She goes on to say that each person should wake up in the morning and say, "What needs fixing today?" and go fix what you can fix. Somaliland now has women doctors, lawyers, surgeons, and a dentist.
There's many, many, many things I'm proud of. But when I walk into my operating theatre and I see a Somaliland female surgeon being assisted by another Somaliland female assistant surgeon, when I see a Somaliland female anesthetist, and I see a Somaliland instrument nurse helping with the surgery, in my operating theatre, which is supervised by a senior Somaliland nurse, in a hospital built by a woman. And all that knowledge and energy is focused on doing a surgery on a little boy who has a spinal bifidus or who is having a shunt inserted in its brain to drain the water from its brain. I said, thank God. That makes me the proudest. In a country where education for women was at one time denied, that 5 or 6 professional women around that little table, keeping that child alive, operating on that child, doing a very delicate surgery, very specialized, delicate surgery in an operating theater in Somaliland. That's That's something to be proud of. And I say,
Not only has Edna made major advancements in the medical field in Somaliland, but she has initiated powerful activism against female genital mutilation and works to create major change. Having been one of the first few women in Somaliland to get an education, been the first medically trained midwife in Somaliland, worked in major positions with the World Health Organization, among others, and created the maternity hospital where Somaliland women work as doctors, surgeons, and medical staff. Edna has made great advancements in the field of science, social activism, and advocacy. Edna Idan Ismail is important to the field of science as she broke down the gendered barriers in Africa and paved the way for women to practice science in the medical field and beyond.